Sup guys, Christos here. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my Hargreaves Lansdown and Vanguard portfolio update for the month of December 2021. It's been a pretty mixed month in the stock market this month, and that is certainly reflected within my portfolio. So having said that, I'm not going to waste any more time and let's get straight into it. All right, so what we have here is my Hargreaves Lansdown trading app. And as you can see, the total portfolio value that I currently hold is £35,531.84. And if I was to swipe to the right, we can see that I'm a total of £5,346 roughly up since around April of this year, which is a percentage gain of around 18%, which is pretty average, but pretty good considering the couple of months that we've just had within the stock market. And of course, as you can see, the majority of this bar £4 is held all within my stocks and shares ISA. So let's jump straight into that right now. If I was to go ahead and click on this, as you can see, we are now going to be looking at all of my different holdings. And what I'm going to do is present these to you from my highest holding all the way down to my lowest holding in this account, and just give you a little bit of a talk through on each one. So starting things off, we have VUSA. So if you didn't know what VUSA is, it's an ETF from Vanguard that tracks the top 500 companies in the S&P 500. And for this month, I am up around £76, which equates to around 0.5% of my overall holdings. So this is actually not too bad considering the month that we have had, or the past 30 days that we have had in the stock market. As you probably may be aware of, we have seen a lot of the growth stocks getting crushed. However, the one thing that we have noticed is that the indexes, especially VUSA, hasn't been getting crushed that much, and a lot of that has been due to pretty much the 5 biggest players in this index, which controls around 20 to 30% of this index, I must say, keeping that up with their extraordinary gains. So we're talking about Apple, Microsoft, Google. They've all had pretty good months from what I can recall, which actually does lead me to my second largest holding in this account, which is of course Apple. And boy, what a month Apple stock has had for me. As you can see, the value of my Apple holdings is now almost up to that £10,000 mark. It did actually cross that around a week ago, but it's dropped in the last couple of days. However, one thing from my Apple holdings this month is that I have earned a total capital gain, let me just grab it for you, of £1,568.92, which is an 18.96% gain in the past 30 days alone. Now, a lot of these gains came from the result of me buying the dip around about a month ago when the stock dropped under that $170 mark. I did start to buy quite heavily. However, Apple has just had a really good month alongside a lot of the other big tech companies. So I'm really happy with the performance of Apple this month. And one thing that has been really good is that the performance of Apple has actually been keeping my VUSA fund actually alive a little bit better than some of my growth stocks, which I'm going to be talking about in a future video. Now, moving down to my third largest holding in this account, and that is going to be my investment into VMID, which is another Vanguard ETF, which tracks the FTSE 250. Now, if you didn't know what the FTSE 250 is, it's basically companies number 101 to 350 on the London Stock Exchange in terms of their size. However, this one hasn't had as good a month as my VUSA ETF and certainly my investment into Apple stock. And this one is actually down around 3% over the past 30 days, which is a capital loss of around £280. And if we just take a look at this chart here, we can actually see how this has actually happened. Around the end of November, we saw quite a sharp dip, and then we actually saw the stock actually recover a little bit. However, in the past week, it has started to downtrend quite significantly. But this is something I am absolutely fine with, because this gives me a really good opportunity to enter and buy some more of this holding. I think this is a really good one for me to actually go and buy within the next week, whilst it is around 3% down, because one thing I believe with the FTSE 250, just like the FTSE 100, over the course of 10 to 20 years, this one is only going to go up. I'm not going to say it's going to give me the biggest gains, but I think this is one of my safer plays in my portfolio. Moving down to my fourth largest holding into this account is going to be Facebook, or what we should probably start calling it Meta Platforms. And this one hasn't had the best of months either. It's been pretty flatlined. The total gain, or actually let me just tell you, the total loss of this stock for the month for me is actually £13, which equates equates to around 0.5% of my entire holding in this company. Now, with Facebook, we've had some really good news recently. We've had some really bad news in terms of the negative press that the company has received. However, one thing that I am definitely confident with Facebook is that this is going to be the future. Of course, we are now hearing about the metaverse. Facebook were the company that really kind of kick-started that trend, and I think they will be in the forefront in terms of the social platform side of things in the metaverse going forward, and it's definitely a company that I do want to invest into a lot more in the future. However, recently I've definitely been finding more value in my growth stocks because they have been getting absolutely pummeled recently, and it's been great buying the dip opportunities within them. However, one thing that I will definitely be doing, especially at some point in 2022, is investing some more money into Facebook. And then at the bottom here, we have my Coca Cola holdings, which actually sits at £2,222.30. And over the past month, it's seen a positive gain actually. Now, this isn't a massive holding of mine. However, one thing that has happened with my Coca Cola stock is that it has actually risen 4% in the past 30 days, which I actually think is really good performance considering the way the market has gone. However, one thing that we all know about Coca Cola, it's very much a value play, and it's very much a stock that I personally believe won't get affected too much if we were to have some sort of recession or anything like that, because it's something that people typically won't stop buying depending on whether the market's good or not. So this one's been really good. It's also paid me a dividend in the last 30 days, I believe. Let me just double check that for you. If I go to my income history, okay, maybe in the last 2 months it paid me a dividend of £13. However, it does this 4 times every single year, and like I said, the holdings that I haven't got is massive. Do I really have too many plans to keep reinvesting into Coca-Cola right now? No, I just see so much more value elsewhere, like I was saying with Facebook. However, I think that over time, when those dividends actually add up, and especially when I start reinvesting those dividends, when I've earned enough to reinvest, I think this one is just going to simply sit there and grow really slowly in the background. So there you have it, guys. That is my stocks and shares ISA, consisting of some Vanguard ETFs and some individual stocks. The total value of this ISA right now sits at £35,474.66. Now, as some of you may know, this isn't all of the different investments that I have. I actually have another account with Trading 212. So if you did want to see my entire portfolio update, then make sure you click on this video right here and you will be able to see all of the different holdings that I have. Also, make sure you're subscribed because I have a crypto update coming out in the next week or so. But other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one.